Well, hello y'all. Welcome back to another video. Well, I'm going to talk about my channel. So, what we're going to talk about is what should I do to get y'all to watch my videos? Alright? If you got any ideas, let me know. They'll help me out. So, it would help me out a lot. If you can. I'm also at the lake. If you're not around here watching these videos, if you ever do come to Oklahoma, come to this town. If you're overseas as well, watching my videos, come check this town out if you can. We're from Stigler, Oklahoma. Well, you gotta bring in that lake. That's nice. Pretty good sized lake. You know what I mean? But not bad. Not bad. I think it's neat. I think it's pretty neat to come out here. I think the water's fine. Swimmed in it my whole entire life since I was a little kid. But yeah. About the scooter. I want to get a new controller. I think this is only outputting only 25 amps. With this being a 48 volt and 18.2 amp hour battery. Sorry about that. There we go. This is the view. Done yet. I mean, it's a nice setup. I think. Turn that on. Got turn signals. And I gotta figure out why my backlights went out. I think it's this wire back here. I'm gonna take that fender off and inspect that wire. I think there's something loose in there, and I need to get that fixed. So, you get these type of display, under here you will have a USB port. But yeah. You know what's pretty cool though? Up to here, I have water all the way up to this, above the deck. 5 blocks, going 5 blocks. That was back in May. It was a heavy rain. Just a downpour. It was a flood. We had a good flood though. So we rode for it, me and my wife. Both had the same scooter. So, but yeah, it is perfect to have. But yeah, I still like it, I ain't gonna lie. I can't beat that. For that price, for $500. If you buy 2, it'd be $1,000. So $100 off when you buy 2. So, still ain't bad. If you only buy 1, they're $550 a piece. So, yeah, it makes a good. Look who we got. Yeah, that's a jackass. There you go. Keep going. There we go. So, I want to get at least a 35 amp controller, but I'm going to look at the battery, see what the maximum draw on amps. I'm hoping it's 35 amps, because if I find me a controller that's unlocked, that matches the connections, and comes with the display, because the controller will usually come with its own display, like one of these, combo with the throttle. So most of these will work with most controllers anyways. So I'm going to keep it that way. Keep this display, because you got the parameter settings that be saved on this, so I would not have to reprogram the new display. So I'm hoping I can find the controller that'll be, as long as it's UART. If it's UART compatible, which these are, so it'd be best to find a controller that is UART compatible. And make sure that controller does not exceed the amperage total on that battery. Do not go past what the battery says on the amperage on the battery. So make sure it's the same exact voltage with the battery. Amp hours does not matter, which 18.2 would be enough. I'm definitely sure that this is a 35 amp battery. But it's an 18.2 amp hour battery, 48 volts. So I'm sure it is. And this controller is limited at 25 amps maximum it can draw from the battery. So if I get a controller that's 35 amps, more power draw, but make sure you got the thick gauge wires on the battery terminals. The red and black wire on the XT90 connector. So that's one of my plans I'm going to do. But I need to open this up and inspect what kind of connectors we have. I'm going to upgrade my blinkers. I'm going to find a way I can mount them on these. Kind of sticking up, you know. And I'm sure I could find some mounts where I can put turn signals that stick out, like you would see on them cafe racers. So we're going to expect the kind of connectors we have. So, and I noticed these have two separate wires. One for your brake light, one for your turn signal. Pretty neat. That makes it easier for me. I can take that. I can take this, unscrew it here, and screw that one. Two screws right there. Allen heads. So, I'm going to route that cable in there when it's going to be good for right there. That'll be routed into that hole. So, disconnect the turn signal indicator connection and plug in when it's extended up. So it'll be easier and it's brighter and I can get people's attention. I'm going to find a new fender that's got a better upgrade where it's more slanted like that. Like that would be where I can have a better better safety, you know what I mean, for my tail light. So, one of these days I will. But, I'm going to end this video right here. If you like this video, like my other videos, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification, and share my videos. I'm out.